that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. That was a close to land jibe. A very close to land jibe.
Still close to land.
Well, we did not quite make it. So we had to drop the anchor. There's just a lot of current against us. And the angle of wind wasn't perfect, but it was really our only chance to get out. So the problem was when we took the anchor up that the bow was pointing in the wrong direction. So whilst we're still taking up the anchor, we're dragging towards the shore with the anchor still down, and then we had to jibe, and then finally during the jibe I got the anchor up, and so we lost a lot of ground there. And then we're debating whether we take the Genoa, the big one, which gives us a better angle, and we needed a good angle, or if we take the light wind sail, which is obviously gives you more speed and light winds, and we're debating for the one or the other, decided for the Genoa. But the problem with the Genoa on a small area like that is also that because of the cutter stay, it's really difficult to make fast tacks, so you lose a lot of ground there as well. And I have to say that, right, it's funny the way we're tacking. I don't know, how many tacks did we do? Like four? Probably four or five.
And that was anchoring.
And then the fifth was like we're kind of like sailing straight towards land, and we both looked at each other. I was in the bow and Marie was at the tiller, and we kind of looked at each other going like, yeah, I guess. And we didn't have enough speed to go around through the current to actually do another tack, because it was just, we were too slow. We were just kind of like, we were just drifting basically. And so we just looked at each other. I'm like, well, yeah, I guess I drop anchor here. So I dropped the anchor, and we're pretty close to land, and I could hear the anchor just dropped on rocks. And we knew that there was rocks because we'd been snorkeling there before. So I just hear the anchor going like, and we still had the full Genoa out. So it's like, well, release the Genoa. So the anchor is just like dragging over the stones, and couldn't really put much more chain out either because we were only like 30 meters away from shore. So that was interesting, yeah. In the end, the anchor did hold, and it was good, and I just dropped the kayak in and went over to those guys that were spearfishing there and asked him to give us a hand. He's like, got you off the reef? I'm like, we're not on the reef. We're still floating. And he's like, gave me the smile. He's like, yeah, right. Mm-hmm. That didn't work quite so well, but we're still floating at least. Right?
Definitely. We're not tapping at all.
So what would we have done if that nice Louise guy didn't save us from the shore, huh?
Well, I think we were saying we were going to catch out with 2 anchors.
That would have been fun.
With the kayak.
With the kayak, exactly.
Pump, pump, pump. Kayak the next one out. Pump, pump, pump. We were off. We would have been off and on the way again.
We would have been off on the way at least in 3 days.
That or bouncy time cleaning the hull while we sat on the bottom.
So we still had, at our worst, we still had a meter of water below the keels, so that's really not too bad. Only thing is the tide was going down, so we would have had to be quick to get us off that spot with that anchor system. So we were debating what we could have done better, and so there's a couple of things that we've been thinking about. First of all, like, take the part of the jib out whilst we're still taking up the anchor, so we don't lose our tack, because we only could get out on one tack, and the current finally pushed us. Once we still had just like 15 meters of chain out, it pushed us on the other tack, and we couldn't go back because of the current. So if we had had a little bit of Genoa out just to move us forward and already start sailing slowly out of the beach, because we would have been slow anyways, and still take up the anchor, and that was the one thing we were debating. And then the other idea would have been better to have that light wind sail instead of the Genoa, whereas I'm not really sure about that because we really needed the angle, and you can't really get it with this sail, I think. But we should have shortened the sail from the beginning not have it that long because we lost so much ground by trying to move it around the cutter stay. So those are probably the two major things that we did do wrong or did not consider enough. But still, it was quite the adventure. It's a massive one. See the fin? I know that's the fin of him. He's massive. Oh my god. That was just the fin. We are on our last engineless journey from Isla Otoque to Isla Taboga, which is just 7 nautical miles south of Panama City. And that's where I found a mooring for Karl, where he can stay safely whilst I will fly home to earn some money for a brand new engine. Going fast!
Again.
1-3, can we make it?
Little fatty Karl. Of course you can make it. Come on, fatty.
I think you're doing more of whale watching than actually looking where we're going. Oh, we finally headed more or less in the right direction after we were pushed by the current all the way down here. We're actually going here. So it's not too bad. The wind is going to come. Now we're having kind of east wind. So it's going to turn around southwest, northwest apparently. Obviously you can't see anything. We can hardly see anything either. But there's a small island we have to sail around. And what you hear is the shore. Once again, rather close. Well, we're about 1 mile from the mooring place now. Could be there by now, but it's too dark. Or it's just getting light. So we're just doing a little extra tour around the bay. And then we're gonna be there. So the people from Taboga Marina are gonna come and pick us up. We've got our supper prepped and we're nearly there. And maybe there's a bar. Maybe there's even Wi-Fi.
Breakfast?
It looks like civilization. We needed 22 hours for the 12 nautical miles to Taboga. Well, we covered definitely more ground because we had been drifting for quite a while. And if you wonder why we did not wait for a better weather window, then I can assure you that this was pretty much our best bet at this time of the year in this area. Because the winds are always light and turning, so there wasn't any really chance to get a better weather window. But hey, we arrived and it's time to explore this little cute island a little bit. Well, crazy news! Finally, my parents are gonna come and visit Karl and me. I'm super thrilled because obviously it's, this has been my home in my life for like more than 3 years now, and they've never seen it, so it's gonna be exciting to show them Karl and show them the way I live or have lived so far. Just show them around a little bit. But also it means I gotta clean up the boat a little bit and clean because Karl, as usual, is pretty much upside down. He's not in his best shape right now, so it looks presentable when my folks arrive. Well, got 3 days left, so gonna speed up a little bit.
I'm super excited to finally have my parents visit me, but more about that next week.